that we've had here on the RG Dream League. MFF, Monkey Freedom Fighters, couldn't fight the way to freedom. Had to say that, but they just they seem to be falling over here, and it started during the laning stage. We talked before the series. What does Monkey Freedom Fighters need to do? They need to try and at least get strong lanes. That was our focus point that we decided for them, but it didn't actually work out at all. What do you think they should work on for their next series?
Potentially consider banning or picking Doom, I think could be one. And then, again, like we mentioned, the laning stage, I think they were behind on all 3 lanes. I mean, this one was particularly hard for them because there was nothing was going well for them at all. So I hope they can just get more consistent lanes, but I think that Doom pick definitely was a big part of why Alliance had such an easy time, because they just ignored him throughout the game.
Yeah, what did you feel was the problem for, or was maybe what made Alliance just do really well to me?
Yeah, I thought it was the lanes too. I think less so on the Doom, but more on the Lich, because I feel like Lich just keeps your heroes down. Though you don't really feel comfortable banning Lich because it's not exactly a powerhouse hero, at least compared to Doom. But for Alliance, though, I think it's actually smart to ban it against them because it's a hero that they turn to quite a bit. Alliance, to me, a lot of times they're a pretty greedy team. And I think Lich really helps your lane quite a bit to kind of tie you over to the mid game. So I think banning a Lich would have helped. But hindsight is 2020. I think a lot of fights, you could see that really, this is a new team, right? There's a lot of coordination that's not happening right. But I mean, I think Way2 is just a stand-in, so he's not a permanent member of the team. I don't know, maybe. Do you have any
from
insight?
what we have, Kebab should be there instead of Way2 Sexy, so then Way2 is indeed the stand-in.
So part of it is ping, maybe. I don't know. I feel like MFF's drafts already put them in a severe disadvantage from the get-go. So.
Okay, but there were a lot of fights during this game, and one of them is selected for the Luminous analysis.
All right, so this fight breaks out in the kind of mid part of the map, in the mid towers. And I think this is a pretty deciding moment in the game. So let's quickly jump in and see what we got. So normally we got that the drawing capability here, but removing the Undying, and then I think they're gonna just break the Tombstone down pretty quickly after this. Actually, the Static Storm protects them quite well, but they just tank the Static Storm. The one thing that I really noticed from this fight is that MFF, they have a ton of utility heroes. For example, the Static Storm is great utility, the Tombstone is great utility. But when it comes to raw damage output, I think Alliance has it in spades. So the control here from Alliance, absolutely amazing with the great Ice Shard. And then once you're on the run from a Doom, it's really hard to kind of salvage your fight because Alliance is absolutely excellent chasing with Timber Chain, with the Scorch Earth, and the Slaughter Crushes. So I think this is where MFF... well, to me, they were already losing from the laning stage, but this is kind of the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, we have MFF coming up again for the second series, so they're going to be slightly down. Advice, focus on laning stage, is that what we're sticking with?
I mean, pick Mac or lose is still...
Still on the table?
Still on the table. No, I honestly think Arise, it is probably his best hero.
Yeah.
The team could play potentially the best around that hero. I played with Arise on a team for some time, and we've been 100% with the hero when he played it, so I think it's just a go-to hero. And it could be potentially something that will give them the upper hand. Though, looking at Vega Squadron is not just the easiest opponent you can have.
That is true. I believe it was actually Arise that said in an interview to us, that when you have Magnus, no matter how far you're behind, you always have a chance to win because 1 RP can turn the tides around. So hopefully we're going to see that in action. We actually have an interview though with Alliance. We're going to talk to Bulldog in a winner's interview. Hello, Bulldog.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Can you hear us?
Hi. Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. Hey, how are you liking playing Doom all the time?
Oh, he's always bent, so when you get the opportunity to play him, you feel the doomness of him.
True. actually have a question. During the draft, at some point, Slardar was picked up for Monkey Freedom Fighters, and instantly Hani said that's going to be, or like what would be fun against the Slardar would be a Timber mid. Did you already have it instantly as well in your minds that Timber would be the hero against the Slardar?
DK.
DK, sorry, against the DK, not Slardar.
No, S4 didn't say anything. I know S4 likes Timber a bit, and I know he thinks it's super good against DK, but he didn't share that information with it. He just last picked it, so, you gotta trust S4.
Gotta trust S4. And a question also, if you draft, do you know, because does he talk a lot during the draft, S4? Or is it just trusting S4?
No, we talk a lot during the draft, but sometimes, in the end he makes a final call. Like we were discussing the fourth pick. It was like Spectre maybe or something, and then he just picks Slardar without saying anything. We're like, all right, let's just go with that.
Okay, well, it worked out. When you draft against a team, do you feel like you're focusing on winning your lanes, and does it have an impact depending on which team you're facing if you want to focus on mid game / late game? Because normally Alliance is kind of known for also picking those heroes like Spectre, like Naga.
Well, we don't really have a set playstyle right now, I feel. We're playing a bit different styles, and obviously who you play against matters, but I mean, you just try to go for the heroes that are super strong now. We like, obviously, Brood a lot and Doom, which a lot of teams do. I like those heroes, but, these heroes are usually banned, so when you get them, you're always happy.
True. But they were banned, just like Nature's Prophet, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised.
You are bootcamping already, correct?
We're not bootcamping right now.
Oh.
We did for a while. We're going to bootcamp soon again.
Okay. So right now you're taking off, but then preparation for majors must be coming soon?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's too long to bootcamp for like 3 weeks, I feel, personally. We're going to do it for like a week before.
All
So,
right.
Bullock, I got a question for you in terms of, like, you won TI, and then you kind of took a break. Well, not in that order, but you have on and off your streams. How do you kind of balance everything from, playing night in, night out in competitive matches, scrimming, and then, what you're one of the most proliferate Dota streamer, to say the least, right? Like, people love it when you stream. So how do you find the balance, and how do you find it entertaining for a stream as well as in these pro games?
Well, it gets to be a lot of Dota sometimes when you stream. So I've started to stream a lot less now because, as much as Dota is fun, it's not so fun to play 12 hours straight. So now that we started playing more serious, I've just streamed a lot less.
So in the next 3 weeks, when there's boot camps coming up, are we going to see less Bulldog streams, or are we going to...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to stream for about 3 weeks then. So, because major is like 2 weeks or something, and then we bootcamp 1 week before, so Bible thump.
If you compare your current state of mind with the team towards back then at TI3, to what percentage your current performance would you say, like, how far are you away from the TI3 performance, or like your strength back then?
We're definitely not 100%. I think maybe something like 85%. I mean,
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get motivated, especially when you qualify for the biggest LAN right now, because we didn't qualify for a lot of LANs, but at least we qualified for the bigger one. So it definitely raises your motivation to play better and improve.
Okay, well, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. A lot of luck in your match. I believe you have a match coming up right now as well, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That is true. Well, good luck then, and we're going to continue with a different match for ourselves.
Thank you. Dance game.
Okay, have a good evening.
Thank you.
And that, of course, was Bulldog from Alliance after their victory 2-0 against Monkey Freedom Fighters. And we can actually take a look at the standings to see how the team is doing right now. Alliance, with those 2 wins, make it to the top of the board. They're on top of the standings right now. Monkey Freedom Fighters, these were their first 2 losses here. They have a chance to get some extra points on the board, but it's going to be a tough one for sure. Vega, the team that we're going to see as well, also hasn't had a single loss yet. Only played 1 series as well, though. So A lot more to come from that team as well. But with that being said, we are going to go to a short break. And when we come back, we are here with Vega taking on Monkey Freedom Fighters.